YaldaZarbakhch from DW Culture is here to tell us more about that and bring us her picks of this year's other musical highlights. So welcome, Yalda. Quite like the look of that. Is it a straightforward Elton John biopic?
It is in a way, because the film kind of follows the early years of Elton John's career and also his rise to fame. And also Elton John himself, we have to mention that is one of the producers, as is his husband, David Furnish. But on the other hand, the film is described more as a fantasy musical, kind of. And in the trailer, it's actually very funny. It says it's based on a true fantasy. So I would say it's a big production with a high budget. It might be to 2019 what Bohemian Rhapsody was to 2018.
And to talk more about this, I'm now joined by DW reporter YaldaZarbakhch, who has been researching the topic, and she also made the web video on the history of swimwear in Germany. A very warm welcome. Good to see you, Yalda. What an amazing response. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, so far it's having over 700,000 views for the last 24 hours, but it's still going. But more than that, what is interesting to see that there is a lot of debate and a lot of interaction going on, not only like in German or English channel, but also we see a lot from Turkish, from Spanish, from even from Chinese, and of course the Arab world, like our DW Persian service. So there's a lot of debate going on. It shows that all over the world, basically, this thing is a subject.
Now Farah Pahlavi lives in exile. Her home in Paris is full of artworks. In the 1970s, Farah was the face of Persian culture, here with Andy Warhol. She also founded Tehran's Modern Art Museum. Like other culture then, it was financed out of the Shah's budget.
There are also critics saying that the revenue from the oil prices should go in other things instead of maybe for art. What do you say to that?
In Iran was developing in so many areas, and people who want to criticize, they also always find something. They are proud. It's a cultural heritage and material heritage for Iran and the Iranian people. Compare the price that we bought in those days till today.
What about the former Empress Pahlavi? Is she considered a political threat by Iranians leaders today?
No, I wouldn't say that now they see her as a political threat. But I think, of course, her influence, we can put it that way. If you think about Iran now, it's a very young country. Over 70% of the population are aged under 30, which means they are born into the Islamic Republic. And that means they know the Shah in the time of Fardiba only from their parents' generation, distant memories. But looking back from today's view, it seemed to be that everything was better back then. At least, you didn't have to put on a chador. It was kind of, country was modernizing. So many young people actually do write her, and that's what she also told us. And kind of having this nostalgic of the Iran before the revolution. Yeah, I think what we just saw, it's also important to emphasize that the Bauhaus legend Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, he was not a Nazi. He rather failed to distance himself clear enough from the Nazis. In the end, he also left, but some say that was too late because many of them had emigrated much earlier, actually.
Okay, so Bauhaus-inspired architecture spread across the world because of those artists fleeing Germany. Or is that a myth as well?
It is, in a way, a myth, because the truth is that Bauhaus is not all German. Actually, even from the beginning, it was very international, because some of the teachers who were coming from all over the world, but mostly the students, they came from all parts of the world, bringing their ideas to the art school. With what happened on the Christmas market in Berlin, that also has changed here, but there are a lot more police roadblocks, and there's the bridge where all the people will go and watch the fireworks, and there will be roadblocks as well to make sure that nothing like that can happen, that people can go there and enjoy the firework.
All right, YaldaZarbakhch in Cologne, thanks for joining us.